Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you here. This is not a masterpiece. In fact, we were very hesitant on whether we would post this vlog or not, but we spent hours and hours cutting out the little puppets that we made. So we decided to run with it. And so this is just to give you a little bit of background information. We originally had a different story planned for the vlog, and at the last minute it fell through. So we decided to share with you a myth that pertains to the seasons because it's the change of the season. I've got a special story for you. It's the spring equinox. It's a special story because it's the equinox. Spring equinox for us. Persephone, Queen of the Underworld. Once upon a time, Demeter, the goddess of harvest and agriculture, and Persephone, the goddess of nature, were walking by a lake. Demeter needed to go and supervise her bountiful crops and left Persephone in the care of two freshwater nymphs of the lakes, springs and rivers. As Persephone engaged in play with the nymphs, she noticed the potently fragrant flowers in the nearby valley. She called upon her playmates to accompany her to pick the flowers, but being nymphs, leaving their body of water would result in their death. However, the smell was just too alluring, and she leaves her carers to visit the flowers. Persephone danced her way to the garden alone and tried to pluck the flower from the earth. She pulled and pulled, and pluck! The flower detached and left a hole in the earth. The hole grew larger and larger until it resembled a mighty chasm. Then came the sound of vigorous galloping horses, and poor Persephone was frozen with fear. Demeter heard the chaos and rushed back to where she'd left her daughter, only to find the nymphs weeping. Worried with dread, she asked all as to the whereabouts of her beloved daughter. Nobody could tell her anything. Demeter was mad and hunted for her daughter everywhere. She even disguised herself as an old hag with a lighted torch in her hands and roamed the earth continuously. Finally, she met a sorcerer of magic, witchcraft and crossroads named Hecate. She pitied her and organized a meeting with Helios, the sun god. Helios told Demeter all about the brothers Zeus, god of the sky, and Hades, god of the underworld. They concocted a plan to plant potent flowers and influence Persephone away from her carers so that they could kidnap her, and Hades can make her his wife in the underworld. Demeter pleaded with Hades to allow Persephone to come back to the land of the living. However, Persephone had grown to love Hades, and they agreed that she would spend 6 months living by Hades' side in the underworld and 6 months living on earth with Demeter. So this is a story about the seasons. When Persephone is abducted, Demeter grieves so deeply that she withholds her bounty from the earth in hope that someone will come and tell her what happened and where her daughter went. And eventually that's exactly what happened. The humans went and complained to Zeus. They're saying, we need our fruit, we need our fertile land, we're starving, please help Demeter. So Zeus went and confronted Hades, and they worked out an agreement for Persephone to be returned to her mother for 6 months of the year and to stay with Hades in the underworld for the other 6 months of the year. And that gives us the seasons. When Persephone returns to be with her mother, this represents spring and summer and Demeter's release of the bounty to the earthly realm. And when Persephone has to return to the underworld to be with Hades, Demeter again grieves and withholds the bounty, giving us the seasons of autumn and winter.